good news about the jobs being added, right?
Lots of jobs. Yeah. It just shows that they have no idea how to control the things they say they know how to control.
Yeah.
It's almost like a centrally planned economy doesn't not work. Something we want.
Yeah. Well, 19% are very worried about the safety of their money, and 29% are pretty worried about the safety of their money. This is exactly what it looked like in 2008. And I will tell you right now, don't worry about the security of your money in the bank. If you have more than $250,000 in the bank, in one bank, then you should worry about it. But if you don't, you're going to get up to $250,000 back from FDIC. Okay, now with that being said, don't worry about the security of the money in your bank. Worry about the value of the money in your bank. If things collapse, you'll get $250,000. That's fantastic. But because everybody's going to get whatever they had in new dollars, how much are those dollars going to be worth? That is the secret here of why people are not freaking out. They're not understanding how inflation works and what we're doing. So the interest rates continue to go up because it's killing the value of the dollar, because the United States of America, our government, is spending us into oblivion. That hurts the value of the dollar. Too many dollars chasing too few goods. So the value of the dollar goes down. That means if you had $100 in the bank and it's the same $100 that you had in the bank, 10 years ago, it's probably worth about 90 cents or 80 cents today. It still says 100, and the FDIC will still give you $100 back. But its purchasing power is maybe 80 cents. That's what you need to be concerned with. The banking system can be a complete rout. It's the dollar that you should be concerned about. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I might push back a little bit with a tad minor bit of concern about actually getting even the money that I have back. I mean, I know it's insured, but I keep looking at this program and thinking to myself, they don't have the money to insure all these banks. Obviously, that's not how insurance works.
No, they will print it.
They will just print it.
They will print it.
I guess that's true. They're not.
They're not going to break their promise on giving you money, especially since I think they're intentionally wanting the greenback to break. They want a CBDC. Yeah. So why not print the money? There's
right, but like could they even? Again, an insurance program is set up not to have every single dollar that could possibly be needed to have in it. That's not how any insurance product works, right? They don't have to have all the money available to pay every claim.
It's a government program,
right? They have a percentage of it, a percentage more than they believe they'd ever need. And if it goes higher than whatever they have in that fund, which was $128 billion, if it goes higher than that,
which it already has,
though they've had other ways to cover it so far, bigger banks stepping in, doing all those other things. If it goes beyond that, they will pass more money for it. They will print money for it. They will go through. But again...
And they'll gouge your eyes out at the bank. At the bank, the bank will charge more for the service because they have to pay more for the, quote, insurance.
Right. I mean, you're going to wind up paying for it some
both
way
ways.
Or another. Yeah,
you'll pay for it in the value of your dollar and the actual amount of dollars you have at the bank.
I have no doubt that the government will do whatever they have to do to protect these programs, but we do have a lot of political dysfunction in this country, and when they need to do it, will they? And it's also questionable whether it's good for the country. I mean, at some level, you start spending all of this money and you're ruining the dollar.
No, they already have their escape hatch planned. They already have it. It's CDBC. Mm-hmm. You just reset the dollar, and you reset it on something else. You reset it on the American land.
I guess what I'm saying is if I'm not confident. You're like, be confident that your money will be there. That to me is not confidence. If that's how this plays out, that's not confidence. That's not.
Well, I'm trying to give you everything is nuanced.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you the truth,
right,
that you will get your money
in some form.
But how much will it be worth? I mean, you could get Reichsmarks like crazy in the Weimar Republic. They didn't have a problem.
You could get
with
your
it.
money.
You got your money
in wheelbarrows,
right?
To go get a loaf of bread.
Yes,
you got it.
You get your money. They will never run out of money. They will pay it. Worry about the value of your money. Taking your money out of the bank right now does nothing except perhaps accelerate a banking collapse.
Right.
Okay. Leave it in. Doesn't matter. Take it out strategically and put it in other things that might hold value. I don't know what those are. Is it
gold,
land? They could take the
Bitcoin.
land. I mean, they already were talking about we don't have enough land for wind farms. And who was it? The Secretary of Energy or one of these guys said, I think it's about time we start looking at eminent domain and just taking that land. So I don't know. Is it land? Is it gold? Is it silver? Gold they could take. Guns they could take. I mean, I don't know what's going to have value. Food. But you know what they did in Weimar? If you had food... this is why my Patriot Supply delivers in unmarked boxes. In Weimar Republic, anybody who had prepared, they were suddenly called hoarders. And they were demonized in the press because they were hoarding all the food. And they were like, I'm not hoarding the food. I was prepared. I saw what was coming. I was prepared. So keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I think it's good advice to be prepared, right? It's irrationally stupid for the government to tell you there's nothing to worry about at all. This is what they're trying to say with these banks. Oh, there's nothing going on. There
is clearly.
There is something going on, and you should be skeptical as to whether this is going to be a major problem. Preparing yourself for major problems is part of what you do as an adult. That's adulting.
Yeah, but is it now in America?
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, but let me ask you. Do you see the thing? We're going to talk about it later. Do you see the thing up in New York, the Marine that this homeless guy, this black guy was harassing everybody on the subway? Now, very few people are riding the subway now in comparison to the way it used to be because it is so dangerous, okay? And everybody does the same thing. They just sit there in the car and they're like, just be invisible. I'm invisible. Okay.
You hope and pray. And by the way, we should mention you mentioned the race because, of course, this is becoming a racial issue.
Yeah, this is going to be a George Floyd. They're trying to make it into George Floyd. So this guy, he's homeless. He's probably nuts. He has a record. He's saying, I can't afford anything. Give me some money. Give me some money. And do we have the video of it? Yeah, here's the video of it. So a Marine comes up behind him and puts him in a chokehold. Two other people are helping hold this guy down. They're protecting themselves.
And the other people on the train.
Who
have been threatened by this person.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So the Marine grabs him, puts him in a chokehold, chokes him out. Well, the guy dies. Now they're going after the Marine saying he's a murderer. Now, let me ask you something. Is the government doing things as it's collapsing around you? We know it's all collapse. We know. These cities are becoming Gotham. And I love the fact that they're saying maybe we should have, bring back all the mental institutions and just involuntarily, admit people. No, thanks, Gotham. I'd like to stay away from, the Arkham prison and hospital. I think that would be good. That didn't work out real well. Can we finally watch a movie? So they're saying that maybe we have to scoop all these people and involuntary institutionalize them. No, I don't think that's the answer.
I think it's the answer in some circumstances.
In some circumstances.
Yes.
But be very careful. Those are always used by dictators in very bad ways. And I don't care if it's a dictator on the right or the left. You don't want to give them carte blanche on just picking people up and putting them in an asylum.
Right. Carte blanche is bad.
Right. So is the government of New York, they are not taking the steps to arrest people. They are letting crime go free. They're letting criminals go free. They're letting murderers go free. A decent person just trying to get to and from work, riding the subway, is abused almost every day. They're frightened, honestly, frightened that once those doors close and you're in a tunnel and somebody stands up and says something, nobody's going to do anything. Everybody's just like, just please get to my station. Please get to my station. Okay? That's not good. And then if somebody stands up because the guy's getting really quite abusive, if you hurt him in any way, you're the criminal. The government should be saying, any government of, for, and by the people. What part of government is the most important part in that government?
Of, for, and by the people?
Mm-hmm. The people!
Okay. Yeah, I was going to go for one of the three, but yeah,
right.
That works.
The people.
They're mentioned in all three.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So any government that is protecting itself and doing everything it can to make it harder for you to protect yourself is a problem. It is a problem. Are they making it easier for you? We all know the dollar is, well, not all of us know. The dollar is going to collapse. The end of the dollar as we know it is coming. Okay, it's not going to be the reserve currency. It's already in the 40% range. It was 80% of global currency that is being held as gold in the reserves all around the world. It's now in the 40 percentile. Okay, well, what does that mean? That means a smart person, like all other countries, are hedging their bet. They're also putting some gold. Is the government suppressing? Is the government making it easier? How about Bitcoin? Is the government making it easier, or are they trying to criminalize it so you can't get it, so you have to stay in the dollar? The violence on our streets, the crime going up, police, they're not around. Some cities, they don't even show up. Maybe you're lucky if they come the next day. So you can't count on the police. So is the government making it easier or harder for you to protect yourself? Harder. They're taking away your guns, and anyone who defends themselves, they're doing a George Floyd march. You got a hostile government. It's clear. You have a hostile government that no longer understands this is a country of, by, and for the people. You just have to do the next right thing and assume they're not, but you must do the next right thing.